All right, fifth graders, your second thing you are going to work on today is adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators. So remember, you always have to have the same denominator when you are adding and subtracting. So here are your steps to remember before we look at some examples. To get your new denominator, you're going to multiply the two denominators in your problem together. You're going to set up your multipliers. And when you get new fractions with the same denominators, you're going to add or subtract to solve the problem. So there's just a couple more steps in there. So we are going to look at some problems here. So our first problem that we have here, put that straight for you. Okay, so we have 2/3 plus 4/6. We know we can't add them because 3 and 6 are not the same denominators. To get our new part here, we have step 1. You're going to multiply 3 times 6 to get yourself 18. That is how you're going to use to set up your multipliers. Right here are your multipliers. You put your two fractions that you have there times something is going to get you to a number over 18. So when you look at that, we ask ourselves, 3 times what gives us 18? We know 6. Remember, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So anything, it's always the same number, and then you multiply across. So we know 2/3 is the same or equal as 12/18. Same thing down here, we asked ourselves 6 times what number gets us to 18? We know 6 times 3 gives us 18, which means if I have a 3 on my bottom, I have a 3 on my top, and I multiply to get 12. Just so happens they are the same fractions. So my new fractions that I have are 12/18 and 12/18. Right here we are. 12/18 plus 12/18. We can add them because they are the, yep, say it, same. They have the same denominator. We add them, we get to 24/18. When we look at 24/18, we know that that is over 1 whole because our numerator, 24, is bigger than our denominator, 18. So you can either leave it as 24/18, or you can ask yourself, how many times can 18 go into 24? We say 1 whole time, and we have 6 out of 18 left over. So either way, either of those answers are correct when you do your Google form to answer that. So here's our first one. Here's our next problem. We have 8/9 minus 3/4. So if we look at this, we know we can't subtract because 9 and 4 are two different numbers, denominators that we have. So we multiply them together. Step 1, 9 times 4 gets 36. That is our new denominator to right here set up our multipliers. Our multipliers, we ask ourselves 9 times what gives me 36? We already did the hard work. It's 4. If a 4 is on the bottom, we know a 4 has to go on the top to put a 4 there, and our multipliers are equal. 8 times 4 equals 32. Next thing, we do the same thing with our bottom. 4 times what gives me 36? You say 9. A 9 on the bottom means a 9 on the top, and you multiply. Our new fractions that we have are 32/36 and 27/36. Big things to remember. Now we're subtracting, so I have to have my first number, 8/9 is equal to 32/36. We need to have that number go first. So we have 32/36 minus 27/36. When we get that, we get our answer of 5/36. So when you're doing this, make sure you look at if you're adding or subtracting, and then you have to make sure that you have that same denominator. If you don't, you need to do this method here. Set up a get your new denominator, set up a multiplier, and then solve when your answers are the same. These sheets will be there for you to use and look at and have up while you are doing your other homework. So just like the other one, we have 4 problems here that you're going to do. There's going to be a Google form attached to this. It is going to be the same one that has the same denominators on it. So you're going to have 8 problems that you need to practice today. I want to see your answers. I want to see your work. So work really, really, really hard to do these. And if you don't know, email me or text me or comment on them and we can get that figured out. Remember, use your resources, and I will put a multiplication chart on this as well. Good luck, 5th graders.